Welcome to the Bootstrap Mogul Podcast, where we bring you the grassroots tips, tricks, and stories in everything entrepreneurship, digital marketing, and personal development. I'm your host, Andres Olguin. Oh, hey there, friends. Welcome back to another episode of the Bootstrap Mogul Podcast. I'm your host, Andres Olguin, and boy, do I have a juicy episode for you today. You know, this is the spot where we're all about empowering you to ditch that 9-to-5 life and turn your side hustle dreams into a full-time, I'm my own boss reality. Doesn't that sound fabulous? But let's not get ahead of ourselves. First off, let me just say, if you're tuning in for the first time, welcome to our little entrepreneurial family. And if you're a loyal listener, thank you for coming back. You're why I do what I do, and I appreciate you more than you will ever know. Now, let's get into why today's episode is a must listen. We're talking about something that's often overlooked, but is absolutely the unsung hero of your business strategy. Yes, you guessed it. We're diving deep into the world of copywriting. I know you might be thinking copywriting, or really, Andres? That doesn't sound super sexy, but hear me out. Good copywriting is like that reliable friend who always shows up for you, making your life a whole lot easier and way more fun. Today, we're not just covering the basics, we're diving into some game-changing hacks that will make your copy sing and, most importantly, convert. Whether you're crafting the perfect Instagram caption, spicing up your website, or just sending out an email blast, the hacks we're going through today are going to be your new secret weapon. Now, let's get a little personal for a moment. I want to share a story about a time when copywriting played a massive role in my own journey. So there I was, all fired up about teaching the social media bootcamp course. Some of you might have been in it. And I knew this course had the potential to make a real impact, helping entrepreneurs level up their social media game. I had all the modules planned out, all the content created, and I was like, this is it. This is going to be amazing. But initially, the sales were, let's just say, less than stellar. Yep, even yours truly definitely has his moments of doubt. I was scratching my head wondering, what is going on? Why isn't this connecting? So I took a step back and I looked at my sales page. And you know what? It was informative, sure, but it lacked that sizzle, that irresistible pull that makes someone think, I absolutely need this course. So I went back to the drawing board, revamped my sales page copy, and infused it with more of my personality and, most importantly, focused on the transformation that students would experience. I honed in on the pain points that my audience was dealing with, struggling to get engagement, feeling overwhelmed by all the social media should-dos. You know the drill. And then I made sure to show them how this course was not just a solution, but the solution to their problems. And guess what happened? The sales started rolling in, and I not only reached but exceeded my targets. I even got emails from people saying the sales page spoke to them on a personal level. And that, my friends, is the undeniable power of good copywriting. So let's roll up our sleeves and get into the nitty-gritty, shall we? So we're diving deep into the basics of copywriting, and let me tell you, this is going to be the foundation for everything else we talk about today. So grab that cup of coffee or tea, whatever fuels your entrepreneurial spirit, and let's dig in. So what is copywriting? Well, first off, copywriting is, we've all heard that term, but what does it actually mean? At its core, copywriting is the art of writing words that persuade someone to take an action. Simple as that. But don't let that simplicity fool you. Those words, my friend, are like the gears in a well-oiled machine. They make everything run smoothly. They're the bridge between your business and your customer, and they have one job: to get your audience to say, yes, I am in. So why is it so important, you ask? Well, think about it. Every email you send, every social media post you create, every sales page you put up, they all rely on copy. Good copy can be the difference between a potential customer clicking that buy now button or just passing you by. It's the cornerstone of your marketing strategy and, dare I say, your business. So it's not something to take lightly. So now that we're all on the same page about what copywriting is and why it's the bee's knees, let's talk about the 3 C's of copywriting: clarity, conciseness, and connection. So clarity, you want to be as clear as a bell. Nobody has time to decipher complicated jargon or slog through sentences that go on for days. Your audience should instantly understand what you're saying and what you are offering. Next, conciseness. Get to the point. We're all busy people, right? Your copy needs to convey your message in as few words as possible while still being effective. It's like that saying, say what you mean what you say, but don't say it mean. Keep it short and sweet. Third, connection. This is my absolute favorite. Your copy has to connect with your audience on an emotional level. Remember, people buy from people they like and trust. Your copy should reflect your personality and speak directly to your audience's pain points or aspirations. Now, let's bring it home and talk about how this all fits into your side hustle. Now, you might be thinking, Andres, I'm just starting out. Do I really need to focus on copywriting? And the answer is a resounding yes. Whether you're selling handcrafted candles, offering coaching services, or launching an online course, like my social media bootcamp that we talked about earlier, your copy is crucial. So sales pages, this is where you make your big pitch. Your sales page is your 24/7 salesperson, and it needs to be convincing, compelling, and authentic to who you are. Next, social media. Oh, don't even get me started on social media. Your captions, your stories, your bio, these are all opportunities to connect with your audience and drive them to take action, like signing up for your email list or purchasing your latest product. And email marketing. Your emails, they're like little love notes to your audience. It's your chance to nurture that relationship and offer value so when it's time to make the ask, whether that's a sale, a survey, or a share, they're primed and ready to say yes. Whew, we covered a lot, didn't we? But trust me, this is foundational stuff that you will use over and over again in your entrepreneurial journey. So what do you think? Are you ready to embrace the transformative power of copywriting in your side hustle? Okay, so let's kick things off with our first hack, the PAS formula. No, it's not some complicated math equation, I promise. PAS stands for problem, agitate, solve. This is a classic formula in the copywriting world, and let me tell you, it's stood the test of time for a reason. First, problem. First, you identify a problem your audience is facing. You call it out. You say, hey, I see you're struggling with this. You get their attention. Agitate. Now, here's where things get a little spicy. You agitate that problem. You dig into it and make it clear why this problem is such a big deal. Now, you're not being mean. You're just adding a sense of urgency. And solve. Lastly, you present your product or service as a solution. You're the knight in shining armor swooping in to save the day. Now, imagine you're selling a time management course. Your copy could start by identifying the problem. Are you feeling overwhelmed by your never-ending to-do list? Then agitate. Imagine what you're missing out on: time with family, opportunities to relax, or even grow your business. And finally, solve. With our Time Management Mastery course, you will reclaim your life and skyrocket your productivity. All right, let's move on to our second hack, storytelling for engagement. You guys, stories are the lifeblood of compelling copy. We humans are wired to love stories. They engage us, they help us relate, and most importantly, they make us feel something. So when you're writing copy, think about how you can incorporate stories. Maybe it's a success story of someone who's used your product, or perhaps it's a personal story, like the one I shared earlier about how revamping my sales page for my social media bootcamp totally changed the game. Your story becomes the emotional hook that keeps your audience engaged and invested. All right, so moving on to hack number 3, the power of CTAs, or calls to action. A CTA is like the cherry on top of your copy sundae. It's what you want your reader to do next. Don't be shy, be explicit. Whether it's click here to buy now, subscribe, or get your free checklist, make it clear, make it punchy, and make it irresistible. And here's a tip. Use action words and create a sense of urgency. Instead of saying learn more, try something like grab your spot before it's gone. And because I love over-delivering, here's a little bonus hack for you. The so what test. This is a fantastic way to check if your copy is really hitting the mark. After you've written a piece of copy, ask yourself, so what? Why should my audience care? If your copy isn't answering that question, it's time for a little rewrite. Your copy should always be centered on delivering value to your audience. And if it's not, then it's just noise, and nobody has time for that. All right, my side hustling friends, there you have it, 4 incredibly powerful copywriting hacks that you can start using today. I promise you, these are game changers, and so implement these into your copy and you will see engagement rise, conversions increase, and maybe even a few more zeros on the end of your bank balance. How's that for some motivation? Now, don't go anywhere because coming up, we've got some more advanced strategies for those of you who are ready to take your business to the next level. Trust me, you won't want to miss this. Okay, so here are some copywriting strategies for small business owners. First up, we have the AIDA formula. No, it's not an opera and it's not a Broadway show, although it does have a flair for the dramatic. AIDA stands for attention, interest, desire, action. This is a golden oldie in the world of advertising marketing, and it's just as relevant today as it was when it was first coined. So, attention. This is your headline, your subject line, or the first sentence of your social media post. You've got to grab your audience's attention and make them stop scrolling. Next, interest. Once you've got their attention, you need to pique their interest. Dive into the problem you're solving or the benefit you are offering. Desire. Now, turn that interest into desire. Paint a vivid picture of what life could be like with your product or service. And action. Finally, give them a clear and compelling call to action. Tell them exactly what to do next to get closer to that life you just described. Think of AIDA as a funnel. You're guiding your potential customer through a journey from first noticing you to taking action. It's a powerful way to structure your copy, especially for longer pieces like sales pages or even video scripts. Okay, let's move on to our second strategy, emotional triggers. Now, I know this sounds a bit manipulative, but stick with me here. We're not talking about playing mind games. We're talking about connecting with your audience on an emotional level. You see, people make purchasing decisions based on emotions and then justify them with logic. So your copy should tap into those core emotional triggers, whether it's love, fear, urgency, or even FOMO. That's the fear of missing out for those that are not in the know. So for example, if you're selling a fitness program, tap into the love people have for their families and the desire to be healthy and active. Or create a sense of urgency with a limited time offer they can't resist. Last, but definitely not least, we have social proof. You know how you're more likely to try a new restaurant if a friend recommends it? The same principle applies to your business. Testimonials, reviews, case studies, these are all forms of social proof that build trust and credibility. So don't be shy. Showcase those glowing testimonials on your sales page. Feature those 5-star reviews in your email campaigns. If you've got a killer case study, turn it into a blog post or a video testimonial. Social proof is like the wingman of your copy. It helps validate all the claims that you are making. All right, my entrepreneurial rock stars, that's a wrap on some advanced copywriting strategies that can take your small business to the next level. Remember, great copy isn't about being the best writer. It's about understanding your audience and speaking to their needs, wants, and deepest desires. So go out there and make your copy so irresistible that your audience can't help but engage, convert, and of course, rave about you to all of their friends. And hey, if you implement these strategies and see some big wins, I want to hear about it. So shoot me a message or leave a comment. Let's celebrate those victories together. All right, so we've covered a lot of ground today, haven't we? From understanding the basics of copywriting and learning some game-changing hacks for side hustlers to diving deep into advanced strategies for small business owners. Now that's a whole lot of goodness. Remember, the power of your copy lies in its ability to connect, engage, and compel your audience to take action. Whether you're just starting out with your side hustle or you're scaling your small business, mastering your copy is non-negotiable. It's what's going to set you apart and make your audience sit up and take notice. So don't underestimate. Well, if you thought today's episode was a treasure trove of insights, you haven't seen nothing yet. Next time, we're diving headfirst into a topic I know will resonate with so many of you: generating consistent income from your side hustle. I mean, who doesn't want that kind of financial peace of mind, right? We're going to break down proven strategies for building a revenue model that keeps the cash flowing month after month. We're talking about diversifying your income streams, setting up recurring revenue, and even touch on the psychological aspects of pricing and value perception. Trust me, this is the episode that could turn your side hustle into your main hustle. So set a reminder, tell Siri, write it on your hand, do whatever you have to do not to miss this one. Now, before we say goodbye, I want to take a moment to thank you for being here. Your time is valuable, and the fact that you're spending it with me means the world. If you enjoyed today's episode, I would be so honored if you could subscribe, leave a review, and share this podcast with any friends or colleagues who could benefit from it. Your support helps this podcast reach more people, and together we can create a community of entrepreneurs who are making their dreams a reality. All right, my entrepreneurial rock stars, that's a wrap for today's episode. Thank you so much for tuning into the Bootstrap Mogul Podcast. I'm Andres Olguin, and remember, the best time to start was yesterday, but the second best time is now. So go out there and make some magic happen. And until next time, take care and be kind to yourself.